Museum. It's Easter and we featured Allis Chalmers tractors, and Glenn Sobey was quite happy to bring up his one from the Hamilton Pastoral Museum that he restored, and they're sitting beside the museum, Allis. So I'd like to introduce you to Glenn, and he'll give you a little bit of a talk about the two Allises. Thank you, Glenn.
Thanks, JD. Allis 2035, 1923, 17th built in 1923, which makes it the 17th built 2035. Only started building them in 1923. So this is the beginning of the 2035, and that's the end of the long fenders. 1926, early 27, they started with the short fender models. This tractor was bought new by Melville Forest Closer Community, which is out west of Cavendish, as a community tractor to drive a thresher and a chaff cutter and pumps and stuff. And, that community failed in 1928, and the tractor was auctioned off, and Arthur Moon bought it and went contracting up and down the Conda Drain, doing the same work, thrashing and chaff cut. His brother took it over during the Second World War because of fuel tickets. 460 cubic inch engine, so got plenty of fuel tickets. He worked a little bit during the war, but 1946 he was ploughing on Buckley Swamp, and it started to rain. Got too wet for ploughing, so he knocked off, and it rained. 46 was a very wet year. It rained for quite a few days, and when the water got knee deep, he waded out and he took the maggie and the carby off it. And I'm told the water went, all they could see was the top foot of the exhaust. I don't know how long it was underwater, but his son tells me he's in his 70s, and he tells me they towed it off with a new truck in 1929 because it was seized and shot, so they left it on the side of Moon's Road. Museum in the early 70s, and it sat in the yard. It was seized, sold it when they towed it off. So I became custodian of it about 4 years ago, and restored it because she's a bit of a gem. These tractors are very similar, but minor details are different. This one hasn't got a sprung front end, this has got a sprung front end. This one's got a proper governor, whereas ours is only an overspeed governor. Spark plugs are on the angle, which is the same as the Model A. Whereas this one, the spark plugs are showed up. This tractor was bought back by Allis Chalmers, and they painted it orange for the release of the 8000 series. And then it was subsequently donated to the museum there. Very good to have two long fenders together. I don't know where else you'd go. Certainly can't do it in Australia, because as near as I know there's only one other one, and it's a very sad case. So these are pretty rare tractors even in the States. Made so few of them compared to Inters, John Deere's. What else would you want to know?
Twin carby?
Oh, originally this had a double bowl Kingston. I've got 6 photos of it from its working days. And the first photo shows it ploughing with a sunshine plough, and it's got a double bowl Kingston. But all the other 5 photos all show it with the setup it's got now, which is the same as that one. I don't know whether they changed it because the manifold failed being petrol carrier, or whether they changed it to try and get better fuel economy. But it actually runs quite well with the Shebler Wheeler carby. Water injection, that's for the 3 tanks. Yeah, 4 3/4 inch bore, 6.5 inch stroke. 8,000 pounds dry. They're a very expensive tractor. They're over $2,000 new, which is why they didn't sell so many, when you could buy an Inter for 550 or a Fordson for about under 300. So, but she's a nice piece of gear now. You can see it at Hamilton Pastoral Museum. It's stored there most of the time, apart from when we take it away to rallies like this to show it off.
Can you do a little quick explanation about the back end and the way they seal the
back,
gears?
yeah. the back end is a bit unusual. The differential's actually up the front here, and it's hub reduction. So there's a bull gear inside here with a little pinion, and there's a 3-inch solid axle runs through, and it's on 2 height bearings, so it'll turn in the housing. But both wheels are on bushes, so when you're going in a straight line, the wheels turn the axle in the housing, and when you're going around the corner, one wheel can turn on the other. So you can. So yeah, the diff's actually up the front, and it's got hub reduction. They're a funny bit of an old kit. But most of these big wide wheels are what they call the contractor's wheels. Most of them only had a very narrow wheel with the big wide spades on it. The later ones, the short fenders, they went to French and hecked wheels to try and make them cheaper. That's probably about it. And this one's got the Tucko water wash air cleaner, whereas the later one has got an oil bath air cleaner, which would have been a much better arrangement. The decks are quite different on the back. This one's all wooden, and the seats are different, but that one's got a checker plate, and then it would have a wooden toolbox in front of it. But, so even though they're very similar, they're quite different when you get to know them. Oh, yeah, inside the hub is a piece of 3mm plate about that big with a little bit of leather around the outside, and their total loss lubrication in the back end. The oil runs out through the height bearings and lubricates the bushes inside the wheels, and then drops down and lubricates the reduction hub, and then runs out on the inside, drops on the ground eventually. It's 140 weight oil, heavy gear oil. Quite a nice tractor. We ploughed with it yesterday afternoon. They're quite a nice tractor to plough with. It's yeah, a lot of fun. It's just nice to have two together, you know. It's not something you're going to see very often.